This is Apocalypse check-in number 5, the chili sauce edition. Why? Because I've just made this chili sauce and like another half a pot full on that side, probably double this amount of chili sauce with Nicole, and we're going to show you how we did it. Enjoy. So, it is the day before the lockdown here in South Africa, and as part of getting ready for the lockdown, you cannot afford to spend 21 days indoors and not have a good chili sauce. I mean, come on, let's face it. With a good chili sauce, you can just take some scrap of old bread and just dip it in. Oh, it's just delicious. Makes everything great. But of course, you could go and buy some, but most of the stuff you buy is really, like, seriously bad. What I'm about to show you is amazing, world famous chili sauce that I make, and I've been making for about 15 years, and I'm going to show you how to make it. So what you're going to need is, well, you're going to need a breadboard, just for starters. But the stuff I'm putting in it is a bag full of standard chilies. Let's have a look at this. So a classic garden type chili, and I've got them mostly in red, but a few other colors as well. And it's going to be quite a red sauce, so I like to go for the red more than the other colors. I also have some peppers, again going for the red and yellows here. I've got myself 4 of those, right? I went out and got some nice sweet peppers. These are like the not the pepperdew, the paprika style sweet peppers, really nice. And I have some onions. Onions are the base of this whole sauce, folks. You can't live without the onion. Onion is what it's all about. And then, of course, the other major ingredient, tomatoes. Shit tons of them. So, tomatoes. Okay. And then, of course, we're going to be putting some garlic into this. Lots of garlic. And just for a little added life, I do have this, it's called Garlic Man's Portuguese Garlic and Chili Sauce. And what I love about this Portuguese flavor is that it's Portuguese flavor, you know what I mean? It's just amazing. So I'm just going to throw in a teaspoon of this to add a little extra something to the sauce at the end. And then what makes it my secret world famous sauce is that I put in curry spices. So I've got a bag full of curry spices here. I'm probably going to add a good dose of Durban masala to it, and it's that curry spice that really gives it the flavor you're looking for. The other thing you need is an assistant to help you in the kitchen, and I have one. She's captive for 21 days.
Yay!
The first thing we're going to do is get all this stuff chopped, and the easiest way to do it is, of course, is with the bullet. You have like blades from hell that just obliterate all your ingredients with just a single bzz, bzz, push, right? What's happening there, Nicole?
Oh man, these onions.
Okay, these onions are super lethal, super potent, and by the way, we're not putting them in the bullet anymore because that's just like too fast a blend. So we're using the food processor to chop it up finely without turning it into puree. My eyes! These onions are worse than the coronavirus. Okay, so we're taking the onion that has been chopped into my brain and we're pouring it into the pot. Now, we are going to be cooking this, ladies and gentlemen, because you want to kill the bacteria before you bottle it. So I'm just putting a bit of oil in the pot, and we're going to be just piling everything in there and getting the cooking process going. So, cooking process is going to get started. Let's go. Onions in over there, because that's what turns the blade. And then you put the blade, and then you put the tomatoes in, and now it'll work. Okay, lid on, and straight in. So this is not like, it's not like making a curry. You're not building up your layers. You're not first cooking in anything. You're just putting it all together and letting it just stew together for a little while, kill all the bacteria, and you're getting all that raw flavor into the jar. So getting in those onions and literally just getting everything in, you know, just chopping it, chopping all the peppers, chopping all the tomatoes, getting it in the pot. So you kind of need a combination of the traditional blender for the big stuff that needs to get chopped, and the bullet for something you want to puree really quickly. For instance, this thing's not even chopping these chilies, it's just moving them around in place. And so what I'm going to do is put them now in the bullet, and it would just blitz them up. Whew! This will take your breath away. Okay, but the family who cries together stays together, or something like that. So now I pop this on, and we zap it in the zapper. Oh, are we on? No, I've unplugged it. And we zap it in the zapper. Now those chilies can't fight back. Okay, and take a look in the pot. Just to remind you what we've done, we've put in onion blitzed, we've put in tomato blitzed, we've put in peppers of various sorts, blitzed sweet peppers, right? And then we've put in a whole bunch of blitzed chilies, and they're all just busy kind of boiling away here. Why? We just want to kill any bacteria, and we want this to be able to last a long time in the jar. You know, I'm putting in a whole pile of MSG. MSG just opens flavors up. We call it aromat. Just a bit of MSG to open the flavors up in there. And then I'm going to be putting in a whole bunch of pepper and a whole bunch of salt. You've got to have salt and pepper and sugar, by the way. You want to have, so I'm putting in about that much salt. And I'm putting in a whole pile of ground pepper. So we'll be grinding for a moment here. And some Worcester sauce adds a bit of caramel, adds a bit of yumminess to the whole thing. So I'm going to add in a good dose of Worcester sauce into all this. Yummy, 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 yummy. Okay, super cool. Awesome. I'm going to add some of that, as promised, some of that Portuguese flavor into there. Gonna mix all that around. Just look at that. Oh, it's just like pure goodness. Just flavor in your face is what that is. I'm gonna add some sugar. How much sugar? Well, sugar really just brings out the different kind of side of the flavor, and you don't want to be going without sugar, or it's just very chilly and very tart. So sugar helps just break down that tartness. Open up the flavors a bit, give it a bit of caramel. You know, it's just going to taste so delicious. Even people that don't like chili just love the sauce because the flavor is just unmistakably amazing. Okay, so we get in some sugar. Probably need a bit more sugar than that. I'm just going to add a little more sugar. Sugar is quite important in this process. Let's just add a bit more sugar. There we go. Okay, nice, 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 nice. Alrighty then, and then the curry spices. So I'm going to add in a bit of Durban Oriental Mix Masala. Just going to chuck that in there for a little flavor. That's about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons full. And then I'm going to put in some mild curry spice, mild and flavorsome. So we don't want to like add burn to burn. That doesn't seem to be a good tactic. What we want to do, flavorful and mild. I'm adding a little Raja, flavorful and mild. This is hardly burning at all, but it's going to add such flavor to the base flavors of this chili sauce. So there you go. Getting all that in there. Okay, and I'm going to let that boil up for about another 5 minutes. And then we are going to add some vinegar. We've recovered from our onion dilemma. The sauce is just kind of cooking, killing any of the bacteria that's in there, and then we're going to add vinegar at the end, stir it in, and then we're done, and we're going to put it into jars. We've got some jars here though. So I've stopped the cooking process and I'm just adding in a bunch of vinegar. Of course, anyone who knows me knows I like my measurements exactly perfectly right. So this is the right amount to put in here is a bunch. That's what you need to put in. I'd say it was about half a cup of vinegar, maybe a bit more. And remember, that's your key preserving agent, and it also just adds that nice sharp qua to the flavor. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what epic homemade chili sauce looks like. Gotta go eat some now.